Hello, my name is Kelsey, and I am a firm believer in life is what you make it. Things will happen that will be completely out of your control. This has unfortunately been extremely clear from the pandemic that is currently going on. Change is uncomfortable and hard for the majority of people. The individuals who are able to really buy in and adapt to change are the ones who are ultimately going to be more successful. William Bridges wrote Managing Transitions, Making the Most of Change. He was an American author, speaker, and organizational consultant. He was one of the 10 most popular executive development consultants in the United States. This man is credible and has provided me with insight to transitioning and being successful throughout changes in an organization and life. This book was written as a guide for leaders that are attempting to navigate through changes within their organization. This book can also be extremely helpful for your personal life. Life changes constantly, and this guide will help you deal with new beginnings, unfortunate endings, and everything in between. Bridges provides strategies for coping with difficult, painful, and confusing times in your life. The biggest lesson that William Bridges states is how confused society is on the difference between the definition of change versus the definition of transition. I will start by focusing on change. An example of change would be going to a new school or starting a new job. Maybe a change is getting married and having a baby. A change can even be trying a new brand of toothpaste. Change is situational and can be different for everyone. A transition is not situational. It is psychological. Transition is the psychological process of accepting and working through the change. I like to think of this as how you alter yourself as a person. It is something that happens that ultimately changes you personally. Bridges states it is the inner reorientation and self-definition that a person has to go through in order to incorporate any of those changes into their life. I believe how someone manages a transition says a lot about them as a person. This is the determining factor on whether someone is able to embrace the change or crumble under it. I think of transitioning as kind of losing your pride and ego in what you wanted to happen in an attempt to see the best and evolve mentally. Bridges believes that unless transition happens, change won't work because it doesn't take. My best example of this would be from my senior year of basketball. My junior year, we got a brand new coach, and she turned our program into a winning one. The season was great, but she was extremely hard-headed and stubborn in her ways. She was someone of the mentality that it's her way or the highway. This makes it really hard to buy in to those changes that she was trying to make during my senior year. Instead of your typical starting 5 and doing substitutions as necessary, she wanted to do 5 people in and then subbing in those 5 people again and keeping that kind of going back and forth with full court pressure. This is a style of play that no one on my team had really ever done before. So to say we were skeptical was definitely true. We just wanted to play regular basketball. It became very evident after we had lost the first few games that people were not truly transitioning from this change. Everyone on the team, all the coaches, all the players, assistant coaches, they all had to be 100% into this change or it would never really work for us. Changes are driven to reach a goal, but transitions start with letting go of what no longer fits or is no longer adequate to the life, or work stage or part you're in for your basketball season. My team was not letting go of the past and did not buy into what my coach was trying to do. Her change was driven to reach a goal and make us better, but we were all not on the same page. This is a prime example of why change and transition are not synonyms. Bridge states that change can be more endurable if it means something, if it is a part of a movement towards a desired end. But that, if it is not related to some larger and beneficial pattern, it simply becomes distressing. And I believe that it became distressing because my team believed in our abilities to be able to be a great team without this change that the coach was trying to force onto us. We understood the change, but we realized soon that not everyone was able to fully transition into this new type of play. Without every part of the team or organization buying into it, it would never work to its full potential. Many companies tend to overlook, forget, or even ignore the fact that their employees are not transitioning from the change. Fully managing transitions means helping people move through it as smoothly as possible. The companies that are managing their transitions will be able to build trust with their employees. This trust will build confidence between the employees and the individuals that are making these change decisions. Consistency, truthfulness, communication, and clarity are the core elements to transitioning as smoothly as possible. William wrote that in work life, an extremely high level of change is likely to keep one's career in a semi-permanent state of transition. This means that you're going to constantly be changing throughout your career, whether you like it or not. This may happen in many different ways because we have such a change-dependent economy. A few examples could be a company merger, technological advances as time goes on and things evolve, system changes, mission changes, new initiatives, serving new products or new services that are maybe enhanced. This is only a small list of the potential changes that you may face in a workplace. Now think about all the potential changes you could have in your personal life. This is why learning how to transition is so essential for your productivity and your success. These type of changes may be difficult to adjust to, but there are significant issues that may take place if you are unable to adapt. You may be disciplined, demoted, or even replaced completely from a company if you're not fulfilling your part of transitioning. If an organization has trouble with many people unable to transition, there may be increased employee turnover, less productivity, and a loss of product or profit. We are living in a culture that is inviting to new innovations, and innovation is a concept of constant change. This is why our careers will be affected with frequent changes that we as employees must be able to adapt quickly and effectively. Bridge describes that all transition processes are composed of 3 phases. Diving deeper into these 3 transition processes will allow for you to be comfortable in each stage. Learning about each stage individually is key to transitioning properly. The three are the ending, a neutral zone, and the beginning. They can happen in a sequence or multiple at the same time. The first part of transition process that I want to talk about is the ending. The ending is the letting go or separation of an old situation. When transitioning, the ending occurs first, not last. Since every transition begins with an ending, we have to let go of the old thing before we can pick up the new one. You can think of this like a relationship. You are expected to let go of what was in your life before to be able to fully have someone new in your life. If you aren't able to let go, you can never have something new and great in your life. It is important to realize that endings are an extremely difficult experience, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, or a change at work. It is common that people want to resist an ending to avoid change in general. As an employer, it is important to be clear about what is going on and know who might suffer from these endings. Take simple steps to help people understand the change. Define things as clearly as possible so people really understand. It is important to remember that people may have strong emotions and reactions. Communicate and keep people in the know about what is happening. The second part of transitioning is the neutral zone. The neutral zone is the uncertain or strange feeling, the kind of in between an ending and a new beginning. It is the gap between one life phase and the next. An example of this for me would be the summer between high school graduation and moving to a new place for college in the fall. It is important to take time to discover what you really want out of this specific transition. It is essential to give in to the emotions that you are feeling and welcome the uncertainty. Bridge believes that it is important to let go and surrender to what you are experiencing and not try to escape that. You are allowed to deal with this by yourself, or you can lean on others to help you. It can be a time of breakdown or breakthrough. It really is your choice at this point in the transitioning. Be prepared to break old patterns and allow yourself to be open to new beginnings. The last part of transitioning is the new beginning. A new beginning is the actual participation in a new situation. Actually moving forward into something new is a huge step. A new beginning may be due to actual effort towards something new or better. But unfortunately for most people, a new beginning may be out of their control, or it may be something that they did not have time to really plan for. There are 4 P's that Bridge talks about: the purpose, plan, picture, and part. The purpose makes the objective of the new beginning clear and leaves no doubt. Pictures help people visualize where they are going using models, videos, or even your imagination. A transition plan addresses personal, subjective, and psychological aspects of the overall process. Lastly, everyone plays a part of the transition and utilizes teamwork. Within transitions, it is important to stay consistent, recognize wins to boost confidence, and use symbols to reinforce a new beginning. Lastly, a success party should happen to celebrate people being able to really buy into the transition process. This is a book that I wish I had read earlier in my life. It is practical but insightful, and it reminds us that genuine transitions really do begin with us, whether that's in the workplace or our personal life. It pushes us to stop getting ready for change and really start acting as if it is really happening. The desired end result should push you to reach that new beginning or goal. This does not mean that things will be easy. You must believe that it will be worth it and to do your best to manage your own transition. I hope I was able to help you and give you some insight on managing transitions in your work life and personal life.